Hello, and glad to have you here. Today, I thought we'd have a conversation around how do you care for yourself? How do you, on a regular basis, on a daily basis, how do you care for yourself? Do you realize or do you think about that sometimes if you actually really think about it, that you treat others better than you treat yourself, that you're one of those selfless caregivers. And I can say that because I'm one of them, but I am changing that to be more um, caring of myself along with caring for others. What do you say to yourself? Do you hear the words that are in your head that when something happens, that doesn't quite go right, that what words do you use? Do what what do you hear yourself saying? What do you hear the little voice in your head is what they say. What do you hear that little voice saying? Is it being kind? Is it encouraging you or is it just beating you down? So that's what I'd like to talk about today. And I hope that this is something that will help you and help me as well because I tend to fall back into that where I'm more giving to others than myself and my with my time and my whatever I have that I can give. I tend to do more for others than I do for myself, and it just shouldn't be that way. We should be caring for ourselves as well because we're important. So that's what I want to talk about today. I hope that's something that you can use. I hope it's something that will be helpful for you, that will give you something to fill your cup. And so that's what we're talking about. So as you're hopping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about this topic. Do you, because there are a lot of people out there that do know how to care for themselves and and I run into a lot of them and like one person told me, an empty mouth doesn't get fed. And for me, that sounds kind of harsh, but you know, I I guess what they're saying is true to a certain degree. So anyway, let me know what you think about this. So in the meantime, let me introduce myself to those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting. My name is Cherie Woodard, and I help social sellers to find ideal prospects or team members, as well as customers, and to be able to do that without having to chase people and do those things that we don't like to do, that we don't feel is necessary, that we want to allow people choice. We want to allow those people that we speak to not pushing our stuff on them, but rather letting them know about maybe the benefits of what it is that we are doing or something along those lines, but not so much pushing like buy my stuff, join my team, that kind of thing. So that is what I really want to do, and that's what I've been doing. And because I think that's important. For me it's important. I didn't really care for the way I was trying to build my business for over the last 20 years, but I also worked full time, and but I always had a side gig. So anyway, let me go on and get started into this because this is something that I have a few things that I'd like to share with you from my experience as well as what I see in others and what I hear when because I'm in a group of people learning self-care. learning to actually put themselves first and to move forward with that, and not that we forget about others, but just being in that group is very helpful, it's very encouraging. And so anyway, all right, so let me go on and get started. So what do you hear in your head when you uh say when you have things to do and someone calls and says, can you do this for me? Or like my job, for instance, I was a nurse, and that was probably the best feel for me because of the type of person that I am. But I did do more for everyone else than I did for myself. My kids, my patients, the doctors, the other nurses. I did so much more for others than I did for myself, and I just didn't realize it. I didn't even think about it. I was like just in the back and steadily pushing forward to help others, and raise my kids and help them and do all those things that cause us sometimes to lose sight of ourselves. So what does your little voice say to you? Does it say, don't forget, to do be kind to yourself today. Don't forget your self care. Don't forget that you're important. Or do you hear, oh, you're stupid. Oh, now how could you do that? How crazy is that? Or how stupid is that? Or now that was pretty dumb, and so in a way, when you're using those types of negative words, you're beating yourself up. And that, just over time can have, just a bad effect on you. It can, start to bother your self-esteem, your um, thoughts about yourself, because when you start thinking, those thoughts, can come out and become things, and you just and I know because I lived it and am still getting out of it, because it took me until I'm in my 60s, and it took me until I was in my 60s learning to come online and do a business, grow my business instead of doing it the old school way. And as I was doing that, then I started learning certain things and learning different skills and that type of thing. And one of the things that I was learning was that I was important, and that, I needed to see myself as important so that I could take care of myself. I mean, who knew? I just never thought of it. Out of all the years that I've been on this earth, pretty much I think I've pushed to do more for someone else than and others than myself. Is there anybody out there like me? Anybody, do the same type of thing, especially nurses? Anybody out there, you know? If so, just let me know. Just put in a yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm changing, whatever it is for you. So self-care was something that like I said, I had no idea about. And I started to learn about that as I started to have trouble as I'm growing my business. I started to have I don't want to say exactly doubts, but I felt like I was going, and then finally I had a breaking point where all the things that I was doing and the people that I was helping, you know, I got really, really tired. And what I called that, as and what we called it when I was a nurse, was burnout. And that's what I ended up having. And then I've had a hard time coming back from that burnout. And so for me, I learning about self-care and learning about how important that is, and learning about the little voice and what it says, because I never really listened before. I never even knew what I was saying to myself. I I didn't even think about it until someone brought it to my attention, and then I started to listen to the things that I was saying. "Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, how dumb are you?" Or this and that, and those types of things. So, and I have some notes here, so you'll see me looking down. So, self-care was one of the first things I wanted to go over, and that's like any like taking time for yourself, watching a movie if you don't, give yourself time for that. Ta Taking, time to, because there are some women that really know how to take care of themselves. They polish their nails, they, take baths and sit and relax, and, they take bubble baths or whatever because it's what relaxes, it's what, helps them, it's what makes them feel better, just for some thing. And I know I'm not talking to just women, but just things that make you feel good about you and help you to be more you and to fill your cup. So, and then the next thing I have is, which I've already kind of said as well, is being kind to yourself instead of, kicking yourself when you make a mistake, uh, g- not, saying how stupid that is or how bad that was, or, you never want to show your face again, or, that was so embarrassing. I never want to do that again. And I just, want to hide, I want to get in a hole and pull the hole in after me, that kind of thing. Um, but more so being kind to yourself and helping yourself to get through, the tough times that we have, because nobody's perfect. It's just that some people handle their imperfections better because they're not perfectionistic, and that's also something that I have, and that I am a recovering perfectionist, is what I've heard people say, and so that's I'm in recovery, and so I think about things that I do as trying to make it perfect, and that's just the way I've been since childhood, and I'm sure it's something to do with things when I was growing up that happened to cause me to be that way. But, I wasn't aware enough to stop it and make changes. So now here I am in my 60s doing that. Um, so learning to be kind to yourself and just and it's one of those things that I really need to do for myself. And that I think if I need to do it for myself and others are out there like me hearing what I'm saying, then maybe that would be helpful for you as well. So I suggest that, it's one of those things that's it's not normal to you if it, let me put it this way, it's not normal for me. So if you're like me, then it's not normal for you to be kind to yourself, so you have to work at it. So and that's something I find really important for me to do for myself. And then affirmations, this was something I learned in a class that I took, and I can't remember exactly the name of the class that I took, but it was something about, helping yourself and being aware that you actually need help because you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not, doing the little things that you need, like taking a break, watching some TV, I mean, I don't turn my TV on until much later at night, and that's when I'm pretty much done with whatever I was doing for for my business and for others and what have you. And then there's a show that I like to watch, and it comes on at 11 o'clock and at night, and so then I turn the TV on and I'll watch that. But I used to be one of those people. I watched TV a lot, and I don't know how I found the time in between, my job, and then when I got my kids, the same thing. But it's one of those things that I did was watching TV a lot, and then when I got into my business, then I decided TV needed to stay off until a certain time. And then, because I had things I was learning, I'm still in certain trainings. I decided to invest in myself to grow and learn. And because this whole business thing is different for me, because I had been a nurse for 40 years. So, so let me move on to that. Move on to next. Um, Affirmations. I say things like positive things to myself, like, I'm a child of God and I'm well loved. Just whatever is important to you. For me, it's God. It's one of those. It's something that I hold dear, and it's something that's helpful to me. You may have something else, but whatever those things are that make you feel good about you, make you lift you up, and so that's what I'll do, and I'll say things that are positive about, you are strong, you are capable, you are smart, you are intelligent, you are loving and kind, and you love yourself, and those types of things. Whatever those affirmations are, just be positive and say them to yourself. And say them when you get used to saying them over and over in your head and speaking them out loud as well, then things can start to change. And the negative voice is always going to be there to try to knock it out. But if you keep going, because I'm steadily going, not I haven't conquered it yet, but I am good at, like, I have stickers on my computer down here about let's see, I have all the money I need to live my life to the fullest. That's one of them. I love to help others is one of them. And because if sometimes I notice that if I don't have something posted, then my mind will be on other things. And so I'll have little posters around, little posts that I have things on written in my bathroom, on my mirror, on my computer, where I spend a lot of time and just do that to help myself. So, and then the other thing is, as you're doing that, encourage yourself, which is basically similar to affirmations. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself you can do it. You know you can get this done. You know that you're strong enough. You know that you have the ability, the mind to do these things. You have uh, uh, you know, and if there are things that you don't know, you can always look them up and research them, and and check out certain things. And I've done that too, because there are a lot of people that I know that are like me, and they, so we, someone, a friend of and business associate had looked up these. Affirmations, positive affirmations. And, we did a thing for, on how to help yourself and how to be kind to yourself, how to be loving of yourself. We're none of us perfect, none of us are so beautiful that, whatever. I mean, there are people that are, but it doesn't have, I don't care that I may not be as beautiful as the next person. I'm learning to accept myself as I am, and, and be happy with that person. Uh, I have worth, and that's the other thing. So, and then the other thing is to give yourself grace. Allow yourself, when you make mistakes, don't beat yourself up. Don't allow yourself to let those little voices, a little voice in your head, keep telling you how stupid you are, how bad you are, how rotten you are. You screwed up the whole day, and now what are you going to do? And that kind of thing. Don't allow those voices to get you down. give yourself grace, give yourself the ability to um, be caring of yourself, to be loving of yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be, even if it's giving yourself a hug, uh, because none of us are perfect. Basically, none of us are perfect, and we need to be able to help each other. So, and in helping myself, then I have a full cup that I can pour into others instead of pouring from an empty cup, and then my cup just continues to get more empty and I have nothing for myself. So, very important for me. I hope this was important for you. I hope that you learned something here that will help you to be able to reach insight and help yourself and lift yourself up and encourage yourself and affirm that you are worth it. And because we all are, we all have worth. And so I'm going to go on and get off here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk this long. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon, and I've had some classes and trainings that have interrupted that last week, and I want to say the week before. But uh, and I think I'm not sure, but I think I have one this week as well. So I may be here Thursday, I may not be. I will put a note in that says I won't be going live if that's the case, because I think this is the week that I have a class, a training on exactly at the time that I go live on Wednesday and Thursday. Just didn't get to really look at my schedule this morning, and I thought I saw it there the other night. So, anyway, I'm going to go on and get off here. Take care. Talk soon. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch with me, you can always get in touch with me through Messenger. I'll be glad to help, glad to fill in any holes that that you have that you don't quite get or whatever. So I'm there to help. So take care. Talk soon. Bye now.